go. Cue the music. And let's see here. And let's jump in with some fun. Where's my good stuff? There we go. Sorry, but the... Ooh, that's not bad. Hello. There we go. Little scuffy. Little. It's early. It's the early morning. Let's check this out. We've got all of our old Zelda artwork. We're pushing it through. Come a long way. Zoom in a little more. See all the lovely detail. Beautiful. This one's been getting some love lately. Some of these are like sleeper hits or something. That's what I'll tell myself. This one is still by far the favorite. This one would be second favorite. People are still waking up to this one. But the praise has been good. Now this one has me nervous. They all seem to make me nervous. So it's very complex. Way too much going on. Do I love it? I don't know. Okay, I made a big list of things to fix. Look at all this. I added more stuff too. Okay. In no particular orders. Talbot, you're up early like me. Good morning. Yeah. I rolled out of bed like this, and this is the other Zelda shirt that I got for Christmas from my wife. Flooring sounds like a nightmare, but I guess it's not rocket science if you know what you're doing, huh? Good luck with flooring. A lot of even trivial basic home stuff would probably defeat me as a man and as a person. But I'm an overthinker. So far, so good. engineering flooring locks into place. Yeah, we've got that throughout our house. The from personal experience, not that I've installed it myself, but that stuff works great provided your floor is perfectly flat to start with. If there are any issues, they might be exacerbated. You know what I want to try right here is, what if I do a zoom effect on these particles? Yeah, that's cool. Subtle. Yeah, if you're thinking about it like Legos, I guess that's a good way to do it. Tablet says, oh, but from being military, mechanic, welder, handyman, and IT specialist, pretty much can do anything except countertops. Granite comes with installation. That's a few G's. I'm not going to fuck up. I would agree with that. You know. Yeah, I'm I've got about 15 years IKEA assembly experience. I've only had to do everything twice, yeah. Okay, this note is done. Left corner particles can be bluish. That's done. Lighten up that second peak behind the jumping spiders. That means this one. Do you see how these two, there's two peaks here, this one and this one. They're near each other, but they're far enough away that they can't be the same apparent brightness and or color. Not the way I'm doing it. So I have to pick one to be, well, either the front one gets darker or the back one gets lighter. And I'm going to make the back one lighter. Just sort of cut it out. They're on the same layer, even though they probably shouldn't be. And that's something we can debate, but no real need. Let's just quickly hack it. Yeah, even just that. Good, good. Because I'm trying to finish this out. Finish this out before I get my kids out the door today. They're still not in school, but the roundabout, I've got 3 hours maximum to get done what I need. I probably only need 1 or 2. This is going out today. It was cool. I woke up to something like 6 more Twitch followers. There was a Zelda-ish account that must have gave me a shout out. There are some indications of traction out there. And I hadn't been too sure if the extended winter holiday would be good or bad for engagement. I was sort of necessarily indifferent to it since there's not much I can do to speed this up. I can only work on it when I can work on it. But with a potential audience that is growing, I should strategize. So anyway, if I can post this today, that'd be cool. Because I know for a fact tomorrow I'm going to be crazy busy. We're doing a New Year's Eve party. That's going to be a big distraction, not only for tomorrow, but for the next day as well. So I very much doubt I will be able to have many opportunities for streaming until the 2nd. And it'd be cool if I had some stuff lined up that didn't require too much attention. I can tell my wife has left for the day. She, her birthday. Hi, Corey. So my wife's birthday is on New Year's Day, which is an incredibly stressful thing for me because, you know, she deserves a fun birthday, but also most people are incredibly tired on January 1st. They're just incredibly tired and very difficult to wrangle in order to get them to come around to wish her happy birthday or even attend a party. And of course, it's my responsibility to make sure this happens. So it's an impossible task and very difficult to please. So essentially, we have to throw a New Year's Eve party in order to get people to attend my wife's birthday. It's not that we have to. It's just, over time, I've learned that that's the most sensible option. Okay, there's a note here that says to make this lava less bright here, where it's intersecting here at the corner. It's almost like there's too much contrast happening. Corey, I'm rocking the Sonic playlist for you. Just a little bit darker is all it needs. It's still lava, it's just darker. It says I have a comic in the works and I want someone's opinion that I could change. I'm here to do the people's work. Alright, I'm going to click this link. It should open up over here. I'll make sure it's sanitized. Okay, so this is cool. Let me pull this in. Alright, I'm glad you're on Blue Sky. So first thing is the make your dialogue balloons bigger. If you don't mind the suggestion. Is this what Sonic's house looks like? I'm not saying it doesn't. It's kind of cool. It just looks like it's sort of like a Toontown kind of look. Like having literally just been to Disneyland, this sort of, let me see if I can zoom in more. Mom, where are my portal rings in the closet? Why? Okay, separate that into two. Mobius. Salahem planet. Okay, cutting to another planet. Yeah, you kind of need some of those, like, make it a square box and it says, like, meanwhile, ... And then the rest of the context is fine. This is possibly closer to the planet than it needs to be. The composition, it's a little formal. And it doesn't necessarily make it look sinister. So just think about how you can make it more unexpected. Like if you just zoom in a little bit on like an area and it's cropped, like we don't need to see the entire roundness of the planet filling the entire frame. Okay, this says, I found it. So this is too small to read. Sonic's room looks cool. You're decent at perspective. For just winging it, like I can tell you're winging it. Maybe a window, like right here. That would feel natural. So this is Shadow, right? Okay. Shadow's head is bigger. I know that much. Right? Or am I wrong? But what isn't going to help is having vastly different line arts. I know this is rough. But try to, at least for Sonic, his name is Zelda. Oh, he's your OC-ish, right? Okay. Well, he can have different proportions. Again, this is too, even if they're sort of whispering and talking to themselves, it's just a little bit too hard to read this. And it's okay to have, like, the... I don't mind hand-lettered art, but if it's at an angle like this, that's pretty irregular. You've got the like an arrow here, which I don't necessarily mind. I know that's like an aesthetic these days. This is interesting. You've actually drawn parts of this background twice. I can tell. Yeah, that's interesting. What was the reason for that? Are you able to copy and paste, or do you felt like drawing it twice? Oh, here. But in the meantime, on Earth. Okay, Mom, I'm off to Earth. Bye. Okay, so interesting. So this is... Wait a second. Okay, now I get the context. Is Zelda the, like... alternate Earth, alternate dimension version of Sonic? They're about to sort of meet. Earth here is pretty recognizable. Like you did a non-obvious American-centric version, non-American-centric version of the planet here. Okay. You spelled Earth right here, and then differently here. Don't know if that matters. You gotta make that ring look better than that. Oh, he's Sonic's son. Interesting. Make this ring look awesome. And yeah, it looks like you drew the background for a third time. Well, no worries. I'm just curious what the... you know, are you drawing in a program that is not very sophisticated? Anyway, I like the way this looks, and this looks. You're good at doing the sort of perspective. I mean, you know, it could be you reference this stuff, and that's all fine. Put like a cloud up here. And then this is cool where you've got like these hovering broken. This is how it will look with colors. Okay, I'm gonna click here. What a big screen. Internal server error. Okay, that one's a bust. We'll get, you know, take what I say into consideration. It's not a mandate. My earliest forays into comics, and when I thought I actually knew what I was doing, I can't even look at anymore. I think they're so bad. So, I'm not necessarily the comic maestro. I need to caveat all that to be sure. I posted it there too. It's a little lower. Interesting. Comic progress. Okay. Okay. Do you mean like... Okay, so this is the this is your character when it's colored. I want to give you a small tip. The it's very like perhaps it's meant to be nighttime, but the background that is it's dark and saturated can make it difficult for the dark and saturated blue in your character to pop. This head looks like it's in better proportion, but maybe it was something about the line art of the stuff you had posted. But I like your comic so far. I think this is the biggest issue, is I cannot infer from the context what's happening here. And to some extent, the it pays off a little bit here. Now, wait a second. This is going a little bit backwards. I'm reading it wrong, aren't I? Like, this is the first frame, right? In the States, we would read it left to right, and you've got your you'll just have to forgive me. I understand it a little bit better now. If this is the first panel, then this is in on that, and then we see these two, and then he goes. But in the meantime, on Earth, a little bit more, makes more sense that way. So me being a very, in Los Angeles, we don't think about the cultures that, the many multitudes of cultures that exist on the other areas of the planet that do things a little differently. And it's like in LA, our main export is culture. Like that's what we do. We just export media and let it, you know, sort of proliferate the planet. And concepts like localization and, you know, translations and stuff like that are usually they end up being the jobs of people much farther down the pipeline than I am. So forgive me, I didn't infer that there were starts with the planet, then with the house, then the character looking for the rings and finds them. Okay. Yeah, maybe put here, yeah. Okay, here's my suggestion. In this panel, and you were gonna do this anyway probably, just have one of the hands out with rings in it or something like that. So you can, the name of the comic is The Beginning of Zelda's Adventure. All right, well, this is cool. All right. Even in this frame, I know it's not probably their character to do anything but stand and look tough, but like challenge yourself, okay? Like try to put like, you know how some people are thinking, so they scratch their head? You know, that's a pretty good way to communicate that they're unsure of something a little bit. And then when they find it, everything else makes sense. All right, well, good for you for getting that far into a comic. Most people never get past the I'm gonna make a comic stage. Keep up the progress. We love to see the efforts, young artists in the world. All right, now I'm in a concentrated rush to blast as much of this out today as I possibly can, because this needs to finish, so. We'll let the Sonic music play, but for now I will concentrate on putting this together. Something, okay, that's feeling better looking at it there. All right, what's next on this list? Less bright left on the, yeah, okay, we did that. Okay, so there's some irregular dark linearities on this Tektite, and that's specifically right here and right here. It's nothing crazy, it's just something I want to deal with. Yeah. I just don't want things to catch the eye that don't need to catch the eye. Fix the dark bit on Link's hand, and that's this thing. There's just a small section. Can I just cut them out? Let's try. All right. His arm now is looking a little tubular. So I'm going to quickly cut into an area that I want to make sure feels like there's an overlap. Definitely getting a little bit cheaty with some of these, but that's okay. Everybody chill for just 2 seconds. I'm going to poke my head around the corner, make sure my kids are okay. Alright, I'm here. Everything's cool. He says that he found his rings. He says that he's leaving Earth to his grandparents, and Tom and Matey, who are also his grandparents because they're Sonic's adoptive parents. Well, that's cool. Alright, let's see here. Fix the dark bit on Link's hand. That is done. Okay. Tektite main has weird darkness on the far hand. Fixed that already. Good. Tektite 3 spikes, that's this guy, is... The spikes are too dark here. I'm going to turn these off. That's too light. That's too light. That's a little better. Yeah. They were just a little too eye-catching before. They don't need to be. They don't need to be anything like that. Okay, turn that on. That's done. Imply a rock area behind Link to smooth out the cutoutness. Maybe finesse the lava explosion. Yes. I'm gonna do a few things. Look at all these particles. They're everywhere. Again, let's do a little zoom blur. Cool. It's basically like free speed lines. And on Earth, you will have an interesting adventure to help Uncle Shadow many times, but at some point he will end up in another world and you will try to save the universe. You have an ambitious saga in your head. My real comic book advice is to start with a very small adventure if you can. If you can just get one tiny adventure completed, because what will happen is you may be able to complete your whole saga. That's very well possible. All you have to do is keep at it. But if it's anything like my comic experience, you may, upon completion, look back and want to start it all over from scratch because you hate the way it turned out. Because you can learn so much from doing smaller iterations of things. And that's just my experience. That's just my thing. Don't let it affect you. But it's easier for you to say, like, if you had something and it was going to take you 10 years to complete, you know, that's admirable. But it's like, if you had something and it was going to take you 1 year to complete, then in a year you could be handing it off to people and saying, look at this cool thing I did. Other than, I'm working on a comic and you can read it 10 years from now. Do you know what I mean? But don't let me deter you from your epic quest. Alright, yeah, what were we talking about? We need a... We need a cool bit of... like a... some sort of... basically, this triangle of brightness is almost like a void right now. And I want to see what I can try and do to fix that. Lava particles right here. Mid-ridge. First adventure will be with Wine, who is a devilish girl. Maybe Vixen is what you meant to and save away 3 dimensions at the beginning, after the bone, ether with Ventrio, the shadow, and after that it will be saving the universe. You know, you have a big story. You could consider writing it first. If it's already done being written, then that's one thing, but yeah, I think the Sonic fans of the world need to I don't know what this music is. That's different. Yes, the first adventure will be the Vixen, who is a devil girl, and she will save 3 dimensions at the beginning, and then we'll be with an adventure with Shadow, and then we'll be with saving the universe. I didn't know Sonic was so incredibly... like the saving... like, I get that, like, later entries into the Sonic verse were pretty epic, but when I was a kid, it was all about defeating the evil Dr. Robotnik and getting the Chaos Emeralds, right? Whatever happened to the Chaos Emeralds? That's what I want to know. Okay, here we can see the difference with just a little bit of that visible ridgeline behind Link's head. And it's all totally cheated. It's a little transparent. So it's retaining a lot of what was good and working right there. Hold on, I'm being summoned. Yes, Robbie. Alright, I'm back. My kid is setting up the world's most dangerous slide in the living room. Won the saga with saving the universe. It's because Robotnik, because he used the fake Chaos Emeralds. Interesting. Let's see here. What else can we play? There we go. Back to some Zelda stuff. Alright, well I will have to cede the authority of the Zelda lore to you. I just don't have the mental acumen to keep up with it, but well, you want me to watch you? You gotta do whatever you gotta do in 3 hours, okay? That's true. Alright. Back again. Let's see here. Okay, so this is done. Here, add another ridgeline deeper and higher. So what that's referring to is all right, Corey, I need you to play some old Zelda games and beat them and become a fan of those, because the I need you to do some Zelda fan art now. That is the thing, because we need a common Zelda language. Yeah, I'll turn on the TV. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh. Hey, everybody. Hey, Liam. Hi, Sextra. Yeah, Mario and Zelda are not the same. It's all good. It's not a requirement. Everybody, I love, it's just a little bit like, I'm drawing the Zelda stuff, and Corey's like, Sonic, 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 Sonic. And I'm like, yes, I know. Sonic is cool. Certainly fun to draw. I appreciate the bringing of the fan arts. This is a fan art stream. There actually will be more than Zelda stuff that I will do eventually. I'm particularly interested in like doing some like Metroid stuff. I never even played Metroid. I just think it's like a cool concept. And then eventually just, you know, tapping into all the different things. Because it's like, that's sort of what this is like, I never get to work on projects that I want to work on, and instead of waiting until I'm dead, I'll just fucking do it myself. Why not? Anyway. Okay, you don't have Nintendo. It's not a, Corey, don't worry about it. Keep doing the fan arts. Show us what you got. I'll always look. I'll let you know what I think. They're all great. Just keep going with it. Okay. Liam, it's good to see you around. There's a lot of action in this piece. This is nearly done. This is like the last day for this piece. I was explaining earlier in the stream that I need to push this out today because tomorrow's New Year's Eve in the States, and that's a big party day. And then the next day is New Year's Day, which is a significant day just culturally, but also it is my wife's birthday. And so that's a big issue because it's impossible to throw a good birthday party on New Year's Day when everybody's tired from staying up the night before. So tomorrow we are hosting a party just to make sure that people are present at midnight when it becomes Julie's birthday, or, you know, that's my wife's name, when it becomes her birthday. And that is an important thing. So we'll do that. Okay. We are very nearly done because there's only a few more things. I'm going to add another ridge line higher and deeper than this one. So here's a ridge line that I added in, and it helps balance out the composition, farthest ridge. We're going to add one more just beyond that. Let's just see how that looks if I do it. It's too saturated and bright. Just something that feels like it's like Death Mountain. Is it like a planet? Liam, I had noticed you've been posting some stuff. Some fan arts. Getting tens of thousands of likes. I'm so jealous. But we're all excited to see the continuance. I hope you've been well. Hope the lack of regular updates didn't mean anything bad, good or bad, or anything to be super concerned about. Most of the time when I don't, if I haven't been streaming for a while, like it's just because work got insane, or because work does get insane sometimes, or life and family stuff. You know, it can be I do here. Maybe that's too much. I got some Zelda-related Twitch followers last night. I'm not sure what happened. There were, it's not like it exploded. It's like 6 people followed me, but not accounts that I was familiar with, so that's kind of cool. So somebody probably gave me a shout out, but since I have no idea who that was, I will just be unawares of what happened. That's okay. Blur that out way back there. We don't need, well, what happened there? Whom knows, yeah. Alright, where's my list? Here we go. Okay. Another ridgeline deeper and higher. Okay, so that's done. Let's do a quick check-in with the composition. Okay. This is still looking pretty satisfactory. I do think something about the ridgeline here needs to come up more. It's almost like I want it to be... Do you see how there's almost like an implied swoop? Happening, and I don't know if the way it is right now is ideal. And it's okay. Farthest ridge. The sense of the swoop. Go a little bit. Not to make it overstated. And then this, what is this? Back mountain. Really hard to figure out what the color of anything is anymore because it's so covered up by different kinds of atmosphere. All the colors are now filtered essentially through pockets of gas. farther ridge. Whoa. Something. Nope. There we go. It's like that kind of gets it. All right, now the swoop is undeniable. It's undeniable. No more subtleties to the swoop. The swoop is there. Now let's see if I... Yeah. Well, part of me feels like it enhances the height. Almost like a sort of distorted perspective kind of deal. Almost like an implied fisheye view. Even if what's happening here in the foreground is not particularly... What's happening here? These particles are not... Particles here that are not... they're okay, it's just I can't tell if they are... They look desaturated and no, that's not it. Tektite blood. That's probably what it is. Okay, so it's not the blood necessarily. It looks like a like a weird stroke that I just ignored. And now I'm going to figure out where it is. If I can. Jeez. More lava particles? Come on, you gotta... Is it the Atmos? Gas. Dude. Lava glow? Hard to tell. Lava burst. Oh, come on. What is this? Jesus. Because this is like a small thing, but now that I see it, it's going to drive me nuts. Because it's right in the middle of the composition. What is this? That's part of the back mountain. Okay, so it was just a wild stroke. I know what happened here. This is I tried an interesting new blending method that didn't work. And it didn't work because my program sucks. The, hard to explain, but but I used a dissolve tool to sort of eliminate the edge in a way that sort of teased apart all these particles in order to eliminate an edge. And then it was too sharp, so I tried to blur it, and something was messed up with the blur tool setting, and it caused there to be too much white mixed in as it was blurring, and it's like something that should never happen. But someone forgot to pay their programming bill or something like that, you know. The program that I use, Painter, hasn't been meaningfully updated in probably 5 years. It gets, certainly not in terms of like quality of life updates, it gets updated so that it can run on modern operating systems, and that's the only updates that it gets. It really doesn't get anything close to the kind of support that like Photoshop gets, or even Procreate, or even like Rebel, you know. Hey Vale, I'm just gonna call you Vale. Welcome back. Ah, it's a stream. I'm streaming. I'm gonna be streaming for probably 2 more hours if I can. So this will be a longer stream. Fire Emblem. Y'all need to get into Secret of Mana. That's the game. That's the one. I feel like something has happened. Like I turned off a layer of gas or brightness that needed to come back. I don't know. Okay, so you've played a little Secret of Mana. Like, my heart is divided between Zelda and Secret of Mana, but Secret of Mana has like and I think it's understandable because like Secret of Mana is just like, well, I mean, there's other Secret of Mana games, but the one on the Super Nintendo, you know, still holds my 13-year-old heart hostage. Because I got to the final boss, but I couldn't beat it. The soundtrack is perfection. Secret of Mana is like by far the it's like the preferred. Just like a sorry, it's just a I heard somewhere sometime someone said that it was sublime, and I agree with that assessment. I think it is a sublime soundtrack. I do need that closure. I do. Yeah, I tried. They released it on like iOS. It was a very faithful port, so I played it again, got to the final boss, still couldn't fucking beat it. And and it's still there. My heart. Not only my 13-year-old heart, but my 24-year-old heart too. I don't know. Maybe I was like 30 at the time. In my effort to swoopify the composition, I've endangered other meaningful intentions. So I need to do something to bring some of that back. Okay, that feels better. Maybe one of my kids can beat it. I adore the idea of playing video games with my kids, even my, especially like my daughter. I kind of really want to get the new Princess Zelda Echoes of Wisdom game and like play it with her. I think that'd be awesome. Well, that's what I should do. That's what'll happen is, right now it's like work is a little slow for me right now, so I'm like, okay, well, I know what to do. I'll just be streaming and doing that stuff, and it's great, and it's the perfect diversion, and it does help me sort of feel busy, and then until work picks up, it's great. But also, I think it would be a good idea to see if I could pick up something like that to have fun with her with. Kids love Breath of the Wild too. Well, she's 7 going on 8. So, like, it'd be really cute. I doubt my wife would ever approve, and for good reason, but like, you know, her and I could like play, you know, that'd be fun. Secret of Mana was a 2-player game. Did you know it's a 2-player RPG? One of my mutuals was streaming Secret of Mana last night, and he had never played it before, and I was like, you gotta blah blah blah. You know, it was sort of clear that I wasn't supposed to shout out the hints and solutions or anything like that, so I didn't. But I wanted to. You know, I'm like, oh, Tales of Symphonia was up to 4 players. Yeah, the boss battles in Secret of Mana, especially with two active players, could just get insane. You'd be like, cast this spell, and I'm like, okay, I'll heal you, or whatever, you know. Just look really cool. Okay, feeling the swoop. We zoom out. It's looking pretty awesome. A little more atmosphere. No, not that one. Lava glow. Pretty awesome from a distance, so we're very close. Do a quick save. I've done a bad job of being on top of my saves. Okay. Okay, I think we're in the final stretch. Now, some of the things... Yeah, I think I'm just going to cut straight to the chase with the... So there's sort of a compositional cheat that I'm going to use to add just a little bit more depth. And so I think right here, this is a good place to demonstrate. Oh, Tektite cuts. And I don't know what these are sort of called in the world out there, but you see how we've sort of got... It's sort of hard to explain sometimes, but the... there's a sort of... It's a subtle tangent happening here where we see... Now, it's okay, like, it's okay for the audience to infer that there's a physical connection happening here between the sword and the Tektite. But one of the reasons that's happening is because of the ambiguity, like the line of this sword intersecting right here at this crevice and then exiting out here at this crevice. The eye connects those things and makes an association that's intentional. And it isn't necessarily intentional. It doesn't look bad because, you know, he's cutting the guy's arm off. It's not the world's biggest deal if it looks like they are close in space. But I can do a better job of sort of controlling that association if I do something like this. Which essentially, it just sort of borrows the background color and brings it into the foreground as a sort of reflection. And then it looks less overlapped. Or it looks more overlapped and then therefore less clearly associated. Something like this here can make that pop out more. Do we want that? Maybe. Do we not want it? Maybe. You know, you can make a choice. The little Tektite arm is here, and it's sort of right here in the middle of the composition. So the decisions that I make here, I want to be intentional. So everywhere where it makes sense, I want to have something that feels it can be sometimes the most subtle, tiny thing that can just really help. They're not hard to do, but I do it at the last minute. That's like a finishing move. God, look how gross this looks. And there's just blotches everywhere. Ugh. I mean, it's sort of like the aesthetic of the piece is to have like lava bubbling and blorping everywhere. So I'm okay, but... I'm certainly learning my lesson with these types of overly complex pieces. Because it's like, I'll finish this, I'll post it, it'll probably get like, you know, 3 likes. But to me it'll be worth it just to get it off my, get it off the docket. Okay, so do the same sort of thing with Link, and then in a couple other places where it will make sense. Link cuts. Okay, here. Especially, right, this has been bugging me forever. Too much. Subtle is good when it comes to some things. Where I kind of had this stuff indicated, that sort of was an early on version of the same sort of idea, like cutting into it to make sure that we... But this made sense given the lighting. The way I'm doing the rest of these, it's more of like a cheat. Sort of forcing light into places where I can't say for sure if it would have been in there. This one has to be a big one. This is a big cheat. But we need something to feel the difference between his back and his shield here. It does look cool. And if it looks cool, then that's all the justification you need. Just a little bit here. Okay. So see how before, like if you squint, Link just had sort of like a big chunk of his body there. But introduced a little bit of those cuts, and that's all your eye needs to sort of sense a difference. Maybe even something like... My little son, I hear him in the other room. He's sort of discovered the power of being an annoying little brother to his sister. And it's okay. It's not the world's biggest deal, but sometimes they're best of friends, but it's like sometimes they're like arch nemesis. And it's like he gets bored, so he finds a fun way to, it's just simple stuff like stop copying me and stuff like that. The stuff kids do. Subtle. Anything else super important on Link? The shield was the main thing. And here on the sword, we sort of have the normal lighting already doing the cuts. So I think all that looks good. Does anything else really need it? Maybe not, All right, I'm not sure. So the sort of mountaintop doing its thing here, it's not bugging me or anything like that, but I don't know if I really want the focus is here. The Death Mountain stuff is just like backdrop, lava. I think if anything, lava deets. Is that what this is? Okay, yeah. Brighter, yellower version of kind of want there to be a I want this to feel like a river of lava. So it can have like banking and feel like lava bubbles are like blooping. Can you guys see stuff like that? Like the lava sort of banking, so like it's going down the side of acting like a real kind of lava river. That's kind of cool. Itchy lava. What is itchy lava? but something that feels like it's the given effect of the rapids. Lava rapids. Lava surfing. I used to watch abridged dubbed Zelda videos back in the day on YouTube, and one joke I can always think of is a guard telling Link that the lava on Death Mountain is itchier than lava, than regular lava. What game was that from? Itchier. Itchier than regular. What kind of? What's regular lava? That's so funny. Ocarina of Time. Oh, that's interesting. Dubbed over cutscenes. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so it was like fan fiction, probably. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. Okay, I get your very yeah, we had Kung Pao. We had Kung Pao on VHS. Yeah. Okay, and let's see. Like the... Oh, I can't do like a before and after perfectly, but there is a difference. Something I've been wondering if it would be good to do, and it probably isn't, but we have a little bit of opportunity to explore here, and I want to see if doing a motion blur on the falling... There's two boulders in the foreground and this Tektite, and if it makes sense to put motion blur on them, then I'm okay with it. We're going to live dangerously and yeah, see what happens when I turn something off. There's like this hollow core directly underneath it where nothing got colored. Viva Mas, yes. My favorite is Pura Vida, baby. As I've been to Costa Rica, and so I get to say that, but man. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't hate the way that looks. Okay, I don't like the way that looks because it's too much, but yeah. I can fix that little hole. But I actually like a little bit of zoom blur on that. I think I can get away with a little bit here too. Maybe a little bit less. A little bit less. Okay, and here. Okay, yeah, the front Tektite. Okay, it all merged nicely. Oh, look how you turn it off and there's just this gaping hole. One more bit of zoom blur. Okay, that's not bad. Take take it down just one more notch. Another thing that's going to happen is part of the finishing touches is there's already is sort of like a natural vignetting effect, but I'm actually going to put an artificial vignette over the scene just to really triple down and make sure all the focus of the eye is going to other places. But the reason I kind of feel like I need to have the right here. Let's fix that right now. Stuff like that, I'll never forgive myself. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want to live in regret. But yeah, this is like feeling like war, right? Going up the mountain is going to kill us. Okay, and here too. What day is it today? It's chores day. It's your favorite day. Yeah, you're gonna do chores all day. Yeah, Fun's day was yesterday. Chores day is today. Buzz day's today. Fun's day is today, huh?
But Fun's day is after. It's before chores day.
Wait, today might be snooze day. Is today snooze day? Where you sleep all day?
No. Today is fun. Today is Mom's birthday. Real.
No, Mom's birthday is in 2 days.
One past.
Tomorrow is the party, and then the day after that is Mommy's birthday. Okay?
What party?
We're doing a New Year's Eve party. All your friends are coming over.
Everyone.
Everyone. We're gonna stay up all night long. Did you know that? There's no rules.
Do all the way to the next day.
Yes, you can. Yesterday only. Or, sorry, tomorrow only.
Is it all the way until it's 10 o'clock in the morning?
10 o'clock in the morning. What? We will go to bed at midnight tomorrow. Midnight. Which means it's the next day. Did you know that? It's crazy. Alright, so.
Yeah, sleepover.
It kind of is a sleepover. It'll be fun. Chores day. Yeah. Alright, Robbie. I would like you to give Daddy some space. It's space day. You have to give everybody space today. World's most perfect dad right here. It is sort of funny, though, that like a good dad trick is to, when your kids ask you questions, you just tell them the wrong answer, where it's like, it's the wrong answer, but it's sort of like a lesson. So, like they'll be like, Daddy, what's 2 + 2? And I'll be like, well, it's 7. And they're like, no, it's 4, you know? Don't you know that? And I'm like, yes, I did, but I'm making sure that you know that you need to check your own math, kiddo. Yeah, we're in the area of the image now where hard to tell stuff that still needs to get done. I think if anything, I could do that, and that means we're so close. The it's like running out of things that are bugging me, you know? can thicken the Tektite gore just a little bit. No, not like that. But I'll split the difference. And then some of this should actually just go away. Some of it. So I'm going to be very close to having a sort of speed paint with commentary ready soon. The Link v Guinea, the one where he's in the graveyard fighting the ghost, I've compiled the videos into a longish, it's sped up to a large extent. Probably too large, but it is I have a basically fast-forwarded speed paint version of that piece and I've written a little script to accompany. So that's something I will try to occupy myself with today as well. Probably won't finish it, but I will make some progress with it. In terms of actually probably recording something. It will be sweet. It will be probably nothing amazing, but potentially sweet. Potentially very sweet. And sort of like an important sort of thing to try, you know, as I do my best to learn and adapt to the world of YouTube and such. What is happening here? There's a kind of cut here. I don't really mind it. I just, whatever it is, I want it to be intentional. But I don't want to go on another crazy hunt for something that isn't really bugging me that much. Like, that's fine. One thing is I've added in this color of lava light, and I'm worried that, I'm not worried, but it needs to, I need these little bloops of lava, these lava deets, I think. I'm going to take a sample, bring it to the forefront. Okay, so now this is the true color of that lava before it gets all filtered. I need to make sure that this isn't Yeah. This lava is even closer, but it's not as bright. Essentially, I need to add some of these colors into right here. Not all the way throughout, but some of them. And I think I have a cheapy way to do that. Pretty lava color. Yeah. Let's check it. Let's check something out here. What color is this? Okay, that's pretty good. What I'm happy about is that we're not, if you look at this color picker, like this is the most intense kind of lava color that we have in the piece, like by far, but it's still not all the way like over here. This is where I would tend to like be like, well, lava has to be really, really bright and really saturated and all those things. And it's like, while that's true, that doesn't mean you just crank it all the way over to that range. It's what I used to do. I know not everybody is like falls for that trap, but I wouldn't be able to contain myself sometimes. Okay. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum. Lava, lava, lava. After this, it's like I never want to paint lava again. I'm done. I'm done with the lava. I'm going to be very happy to be done. Okay, lava particles and more lava particles. This is the one. Okay. I think if we just simply select into it and then airbrush in that color. And it's subtle, but it's the right color now. And then the back lava particles, to add depth, I'll make them the darker, redder version. And again, it's subtle, but they'll reinforce each other. And now we just remember to get rid of this. Delete. Alright, it's there. It's looking like $1 trillion. A butt-jillion dollars is what I would say, my kids. It's so funny, because it's like, my son is at that age where he's sort of like learning how to be a wise ass, and I don't know if this is like every kid goes through this phase, but he's definitely in the, I know the biggest number in the whole universe, you know, and you don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh, what is it? Is it like 1,000? You know, he's like, no, it's Googleplex. Googleplex. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And I remember learning about that when I was like in 2nd grade. So I'm like, well, you're in kindergarten. That's pretty good. He's like, it's a 1 with 100 zeros after it. I'm like, pretty sure that's true. Way to go, Mr. Smarty Butt. It's a fun little time to be a parent right now. That's cool. I mean, I'm kind of ready to call it. Maybe I'll do something right here. There's a bit of a... My nephew at that age would say infinity. Yeah, no, he's well past infinity. He's infinity and beyond now, so to speak. And yeah, infinity is like yesterday's news. just something like this to help sort of unify these two spaces a little bit. It kind of needs it. Your nephew was kind of behind. Oh, that's all good. It's been interesting watching my son grow up with some pretty familiar family traits that I think I can trace to like my father, my brother, my brother's my brother, so there's a genetic link, not a direct one, but my father definitely was famous for his tantrums. When he was a child, he would hold his breath so long that he would pass out to get his way. He would be so upset. And my son has never done anything like that. But I do understand, like, okay, if he's got a tantrum, it's like that's his way at the moment. It's not necessarily. There's a good chance he'll just grow out of it. I don't have to escalate or turn everything into a giant battle. I was a saintly child. Definitely didn't make any trouble until much later in my life. Yeah. With my son, he'll have disagreements and frustrations and shout, but he mostly does that to my wife, where he can get the most traction because she has sympathy to him, and I'm like, yeah, but you're fine. But like he's never something I would worry about is if like he was running up and like hitting kids for no reason, or like fighting, or like being mean, and it's like he mostly ignores the other kids, even though they love him, and then interacts when he wants to. And they're sort of like, oh, well, he may do this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but he also just might think his teachers and his classmates are lame because he's used to hanging out with his older sister and her older friends and keeping pace with them. So, like, when he's at school with kids his own age, it's like they're a bunch of babies, basically. It's like, it kind of makes sense that that's not particularly interesting to him, given what he then looks forward to doing when he's at home, which is much more exciting. I had a little cousin, wild kid, biting, screaming, tantrums often. Then when he was like older, he was calm and nice. Yes, my cousin, he was like I'd be like, you're the definition of ADD. Well, he was like perfect at video games, really smart, but he just like seemed super hyper and like super alert and awake. Now as like an adult man, he's very much like an adult man, he's just like the most chill dude. He's just like, yeah, cool, gonna go build a car out of scraps. So it's a little bit like you know, we can recognize patterns, but I think if you're like of that type of personality, you can sort of recognize there are more subtleties between like a kid who is a little different and a kid who like desperately needs interventions and help. And or just a little bit of time to grow and normalize a bit, you know. I definitely wouldn't say that like jumping to conclusions about someone being you know, a candidate for specialness is obviously the best thing, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's helps hedge our bets. The problem with it right now is that at his age, any interventions are not free. Like, they don't, like this. In California, we can get help with, like, with almost everything in terms of kids' education. But that's only once they're in the school system. And at his age, because he's in preschool, the what is it, Robbie? Here, show me this. Show me this thing you've got. Pick it up and show it to me. You have to bring it to me. You have to bring it to me, because this is content right here. Pick this up. Pick it up and give it to me. Okay, here. Give it to me. All right, this is what my son has brought into the equation here. This is he's very industrious. Found a giant box of hot chocolate mix, and hey, Squirrel Reaper. So he's made it clear he's ready for his sugar fix first thing in the morning. I don't even know where we got this. This is like, and just so you know, like, I'll put it on record, I do not buy my children sugar. I don't have a sweet tooth to where I would ever think that. And it certainly isn't something I encourage in my kids. Like, I don't buy them cookies. If they want, like, chips, I'm like, okay, sure, chips. You know, I eat chips. I'll eat those. But like, the sort of hard candy nonsense, the worst I'll ever do is buy them, like, chocolate. Because I'm like, okay, there's some, like, fats and components in chocolate, you know, that are other than sugar. Than cheap sugar. Probably none of it good for you, but there's options there, right? Yeah, you can make chocolate milk, right? There's milk. There's milk involved. Milk is good for you, right? Yeah, as if we all didn't know better. But okay, back to this. Squirrel Reaper, we're almost done with this piece, and I really do mean it this time. I'm about ready to put a vignette on it, adjust it. I think just one tiny thing I might do is, this is a little sharp right here. I don't mind it. I'm gonna do a quick experiment. It's better for their teeth, yeah. That's the other thing, probably even more so for me, that I don't like is the well, okay, so it's obvious to me, and even when I talk to like other professionals, like, it's clear that, okay, yes, everybody should brush their teeth. Everybody should definitely be flossing twice a day. But also, like, if you brush your teeth and you floss and you still have teeth problems, that's like a genetic thing. That's like a, you know, microbiome, just to the bacteria that are in your mouth and your gut, like, you know, making life harder for you. That's not necessarily something you can fix with more toothpaste. You know what I mean? Twice a day flossing. I floss twice a day, but I need it. So not everybody has like tightly spaced teeth that like gets stuck with chunks of meat and stuff. You know, but I'm the kind of guy that if I don't, like, my breath will become noxious and unacceptable. So you brush and you floss and you still get a ton of cavities. That's not your fault. That's the, you know, the genetics you inherited from your parents, and a little bit your mouth gets dry at night, what are you supposed to do? Like, I mean, possibly, you know, there's medication causing it, or medication could intervene with that, but that isn't something like when you say dry at night, you mean when you're asleep, right? Like, what are you supposed to do when you're asleep? You're asleep. You're not responsible. Dysautonomia. Oh, for some reason we tend to get more mouth issues. Dysautonomia. Is that like a sleep issue, or a like a, was it there's stuff your body does on its own that you're supposed to like not have to think about or have issues with, but anyway, you have my sympathies. There's stuff that like literally you can't control. This is my opinion about the fact that I snore. You know, what am I supposed to do? I'm asleep. I can't do anything about snoring when I'm asleep. Just a general issue, like a nervous system issue. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a raw deal. There's a line right here. Nice smile, just too many cavities. Yeah, screw it. Better to have a nice smile and cavities than the opposite. My mom grew up in rural Peru and they had no teeth brushes, and somehow she made it into her 20s with only a handful of teeth. This is possibly too much information, but here, let me shut this door for a second. But as a result of my daughter's immunotherapy and chemo treatments when she was a baby, essentially the immunotherapy, it was either the immunotherapy or the chemo, but they essentially dissolved some of her adult teeth, meaning that she's missing 5 adult teeth in her mouth, like molars, essentially, that won't, so they're never going to come in. They'll figure something to do with it. And of course, you know, we live in a modern age where there are solutions to this stuff. Like, you can get implants, you can just not worry about it, you know, and take your chances. Like, they sort of insisted that we were actually pretty fortunate that all of her aesthetic teeth, the ones that are in the front, those are going to come in and in the proper numbers, right? But there's some like miss a tooth here, miss a tooth here, miss a tooth here, and then one more somewhere. And because the baby teeth don't fall out till the adult teeth push them out, this is basically going to cause a lot of need for, you know, dental interventions moving forward. You know, but we're okay with a little bit of bad luck. That's okay. I will neither brag nor complain about anything. The front teeth are important, and those are blessedly looking unaffected so far. So we are counting our blessings, or at least I am. My wife took it a little hard, but I think that's important. It's like normal, you know? Okay, so this is looking good. I'm about to say ship it. But of course, we still have to take it into Photoshop and finish it off. Yeah, she's doing good. Okay, so save it. And now, let's look at our beautiful the realm of outputs here. Okay, so this is all the recent work we've done. Yeah, and this is today. Oh, here, this is today. Yeah. The scene is like exploding. It's good. There's some imperfection over here. Boom. Yeah, boom, baby. Here, let's zoom in all the way. So now we still have to, as we know, we're not done until we're done. Oh yeah, this is the, I did a little scouting ahead on this other version with, you know, you flop it so you could see some of the compositional irregularities. This gradient I'm going to keep, and I'm going to pull it over into this one. Here I am experimenting with like a, can I crop this and make it like a vertical for the socials? Copy, then paste in place. Will that work? Yes. And then multiply, but it needs to flip. Flip horizontal. Okay, so that's better. So that's vignette. So yeah, that's the vignette where we're just sort of like focusing the eye. See, this is the vignette without the, you know, so we can actually see. And I don't know. I might reassess how perfect that is. But here it looked okay. There is this sort of egg of attention right here. But before we really get in with that, we need to take and make a flat image layer that we can mess around with. So this is the layer with everything merged. It looks the same. Here. Now we can experiment with a few ways to bring everything up into the final completed vision. One way, I don't do this often, but if we mess with the exposure, often that gets a good result. And that really does look good. If I put a vignette over that, that's pretty good. What if we adjust a little bit more of these levels? Yeah, it does look like I could live with that. I'm just messing around. So if I mess with this too much, some parts are going to get blown out. So we don't need that. This barely moved like a micrometer. It doesn't need any of this, really. If your new painting program has the levels, yeah, that would be my question is... Yeah, so don't necessarily... Let me show you something kind of cool, is... Okay, I do like some of what we just did, so let me bring that back. But I'll show you something interesting in a second. The... just want a little bit darker in some of the dark areas. What if I merge these two and then apply the levels? Yeah, kind of balance. I don't want dark. I'm learning my lesson with the making things too dark. It doesn't... sort of takes away too much of the social experience where people can't it just looks dim on people's feed unless they have super high brightness up. Okay, so let's so we have this looks great. I mean, I'll probably just call it finished right here. Let me turn that off for a second. So even if your drawing program doesn't have the levels, a quick cheat that is almost just as good, if not just as good, is to do the same thing. So you just merge all the layers until it's a flat image, and then copy it on top of itself. So you have two of the same image. You can see that's what's happening. Yeah, you got low brightness on this thing. Okay, so here, for the sake of the audience, these are two merged layers and one is on top of the other. If we put one, like the top one, and set it to, if it's like, if it's done nicely, we can just put it to, what is it, color dodge? And it almost does the exact same thing. This almost looks cooler in some ways. And you don't have to mess with any of the levels. Actually, it does kind of look cool. Yeah. All right, so now the question is, what do we prefer? my cheapy hack here. We'll just merge the. We'll make two options. We'll just infer blending mode. Yeah, it's just a blending mode thing. I use it all the time in storyboarding just to get like different effects and looks. This looks more luminous. I don't know. This might be more eye-catching. You could upload both. I don't want to do both. I want to just pick one. But like, you guys are a good test audience because you can see independently on your stuff, like which just gives you the clickability factor. Is it this one or is it this one? So I can live with both. I used your overlay tech to help with shading. Yeah, sometimes it's like, and I demoed to Scroll Reaper a long time. Yeah, it definitely is good for the lava. You know, and we can actually split the difference. I can actually just sort of put this top one at like 50% opacity and get the best of both worlds. You definitely go with the color dodge one. I like them both. I'll split the difference. So this is colored. So the color dodge version is this one. Man, it really does have that oomph. Like, it just sort of like grabs you by the stem of your spinal column and like yanks you in, you know? We live in a, whereas like if I wanted to submit it for like a gallery, like take me seriously as an artist, like I might go with this one because it's just a little bit more, what should I say? Like this is a little garish, but it's kind of cool, like for the battleness of it. Yeah. And this one is a little bit more tasteful. But who cares? Yeah. Let's just go for it. Well, I'm going to split the difference. I'll put the garish, you know, the overlay. That version is now at 50% over the top. Because we put us all together. You know, we're allowed to mess with this stuff and explore, like, what is good. I can't make a decision, so I'm going to just do it 50-50 like this. And this is it. I look at it now and it's done. It's done. And I know it's done because the other day I pulled my wife in. I was like, look at this. Let me know what you think. And she says it looks good. So you can always use a soft brush with transparency and softly erase away some of the areas with color dodge. Yeah. But like, so right now I'm looking at it in the OBS sort of provides a thumbnail of the screen. I can see what you guys see. It's just a much smaller version and on a much cheaper monitor. And I feel like it looks really good. I don't feel like I need to, you know, there's the return on investment for hunting down all the individual pixels and like ironing out every darn thing. Yeah, the final touches are sometimes the hardest part and so easily ruin the whole thing. I agree. And I don't want to, I want to set a good example where it's like, it's okay to also make a mistake and then just move on. Just take it on the chin, learn from it, move on to the next thing. This is looking cool. Okay, I'm going to do, say, here, I'll save a new version. Oh, 31. Took 31 saves to get this far. And let's see here. Got a signature. So in a second we'll finish up the stream, but do this, and then I can talk a little bit about something that's coming next, which is a little bit of diversion. I have it's not really a commission because they're paying me in wine, but my friend's D&D group are finishing up their campaign. They want a sort of commemorative image, and their friend, basically, their family owns a winery, so they're like, well, we can pay you in wine. And I'm like, wine is a good exchange, and it won't be something where it's like, I'm not going to go super crazy like I do with these, but it's still the fantasy aesthetic. It'll be fun to try something different. Payment is payment. You know, do I want likes or do I want wine? I'll take the wine, you know. But also I can still, you know, post about it because, you know, all the characters have pointy ears. It's it'll look Zelda-y, and you know, we'll all learn a little bit about what the it's just bartering. Yeah, exactly. Just like in the olden days, as my kids would say. There we go. Nice, subtle little signature. Nothing to whine about. Yeah. Okay, I like it a little bit less noticeable than that. All right, that looks good. All right, let's call it done. It's like inevitable anyway. It's like once I save it out and post it, I'm going to notice all the things. Like, it's without exception, I post it and then I'm like, what have I done? I've posted something that looks like shit. But then it gets a bunch of likes and then I forget all those things. Hot local grandpa, what are you doing? Where are you joining? Post it on Discord. Okay, well, yeah, I'll do it. I'll post it on Discord. No, it's going to go on Tumblr in like 5 minutes. Trust. It's all good. Everybody, Hot Local Grandpa is a very cool streamer. Streams a lot of Zelda stuff. If you like watching the cool Zelda streams. Are you streaming right now? HLG. Hot Local Grandpa. That has to be the funniest handle that I've seen online, and like getting used to some of these Tumblr handles are hilarious. Okay, some lab work later. Okay, all right. Well, good luck with the medical stuff, man. But I am about to post this finished piece here. Let's Let's do it right. Let's end it right. We're gonna... Oops. I gotta finish... I gotta do these the right way, right? Let's see here. Can I zoom in? That does look good. Do you do raids? I'd like to do raids. Oh, especially when I remember. I'll do one now. I don't... Usually there's like one person watching me. So if I do raids, it's a... It's like a little pathetic, if that's the case. I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but I'll do a raid. Ah, so Hello Uncle Grandpa, it was you who outed me to a few Zelda nerds last night. So, Uncle Grandpa says, someone else I know who's a mega Zelda nerd was streaming the Zelda cartoon yesterday. Yes, I did some sleuthing. I was like, why are this handful of Zelda nerds following me out of the blue? And I was watching. I was like, do I know anybody in this chat? I only looked for a second, but now it's all coming together. Zelda GIF World, yes. Are they streaming now? Is anybody... Link is left-handed, just like your hero. Just like, and look, check out this Zelda shirt I got. Oh wait, you guys can't see me. I took my face away. This is the all right, here we go. Yeah, here's me. He's canonically left-handed, but ironically, canonically not left-handed in all of the official Zelda artworks. I believe that is due to a sort of misalignment of the Japanese. You know how when they port over Japanese artwork, they'll flop it for certain publication purposes because American audiences read in the different direction. I think that accounts for yeah, somebody flopped too hard. There are, like, I've looked, and there are instances in the original Zelda booklet where they do have illustrations, but Link is not always left-handed. Sometimes he's right-handed. So the more you know. Yeah, the manga read is right to left, and it's also really easy to make those mistakes. I've done it more than a few times, even on these images. But yes, Link is left-handed here, and he is canonically left-handed, which is, I think, the same as Shigeru Miyamoto, ambidextrous. He is ambidextrous. In fact, everybody is ambidextrous. We just have different aptitudes for using hands. For instance, when you type on a keyboard, your left hand does 51% of the typing. In Europe, people who operate the stick shift don't have any problem operating it with their left hand. You play piano, you use both hands. You know, it's really not a... I think handedness is not a thing. That's what handedness was invented by the production quotas of the communists who, you know, decided it was far more efficient if everybody was just right-handed, and then they didn't have to make left-handed versions of things at all. And it's not the commies. It's like whatever. Everybody takes a. But I laugh about this stuff because it's like it is inefficient. I think to have, you know, like even I don't use left-handed scissors. I think they feel weird. I'm ambidextrous. I kick with my right foot. I bat right-handed, and other things. But I write and draw left-handed primarily. So, all right, let's. Here, let's do a 50-50 so we can get a decent thumbnail. And then I'll if anybody has a suggestion for a cool person to raid, I'll take them on. Otherwise, I will just find someone. Because if anybody's actually watching, I should raid. Let's see here, Twitch. So normally I end my streams because it's like my wife is like, you know, our kid just threw up in the living room, you know. I'm like, you know, so it's just like we have to finish really quick. Let's see here. Okay, here's someone who raided me the other day. All these people have way too many people. I'm gonna raid this person back who raided me. Oh, they're taking a break. We are not going to raid someone who's taking a break. PCAT or okay, PCAT is somewhere. Carson Druid. I'll look them up. Carson Druid. Oh. we are live. Oh, here's a talented artist drawing a motorcycle, which is very difficult.
You've helped me so much through the 10 years that I've been streaming. It's crazy.
All right, here, I'm going to follow them, and I will, let's raid into them. Let's do it. Okay. This is a worthy raid.
Max,
So,
thank you for the follow.
a raid. How do I do raid? Carson drew it. All right, I'm going to try and click this. All right. Hey, everybody. Love you. Thanks so much for the support. There will be more cool things happening. Zelda will continue with more stuff. I'm going to draw sexy Zelda. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen that, but I'll probably start that in the new year. And then, not like NSFW Zelda, but, you know, something a little fan servicey. And so, you know, what I won't be doing is leaping into that Moblin pick with all the craziness. We're going to get to that in time, but I'm going to work on something simple. In the, I'll tell you this, streamers don't care about the size of your raid. If they did, you wouldn't be able to raid them. You can set minimum raid sizes. Oh, the streamers just aren't you're vouching for them, bringing reviewers over. Oh, finally. Okay, yeah. All right. Thanks so much. I'm going to do the raid now, and this will always be a little weird, but I'm going to do it. Okay, here we go. The raid has been created. All right, 3 viewers. Cool. All right, we're going to raid in.
Oh, I've made this part too long.
Uh-huh.
Max, thank you for the raid. Follow and then a raid. Hello. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, hello. Hot local grandpa, hello as well. Max, hello. Motorbikes are the final boss of art. Yeah, we're trying to make this fast. It's not working right now. It's supposed to be a 10-minute sketch. I think we've been working on it